Okay, so this next video I have for you, I'm not going to talk necessarily about spirituality. I'm going to talk about shaving, which is a very physical thing. Um, I think it was during the pandemic where I just completely stopped shaving. Before that, I would normally go for months not shaving, and then maybe I would shave because I needed to be seen at some place. Um, And during the pandemic, I decided to do things more for myself. If it hurts me and I don't care for how it looks, why do it? So I'll talk about shaving and why I don't shave. Um, so yeah, um, I don't see a point to shaving. Um, and it actually might kind of, because sometimes you have to learn what you don't want before you can learn what you do want. I mean, when I was a kid, when like in third grade, um, I saw all the adult women were shaving, and having hair looked wrong. From my kid perspective, the idea of beauty was to be shaved. Um, so that's what I wanted to do. My mom didn't want me to shave, and I didn't understand why. But as I got older, I was able to shave finally, um, and I was happy about it. But once you start shaving, then it's not as great as you think it's going to be, because then you get razor bumps, you have ingrown hairs, you can cut yourself, you're always spending money on these razors all the time now you have to buy a shaving cream. It's just like doing all this stuff, and for what? Like, I don't think people really care. No one really cares. um, yeah, and one time, I guess not one time, but when I was in that previous abusive relationship that I sometimes refer to, um, the guy demanded I shave everything. Like, I would shave clean on my genital area. I had never done it before, and I hated it. It was painful to do it. The hair, when it grew in, sometimes it would be ingrown. Sometimes the hair would press against my skin, and it would poke, um, and it hurt to walk. So, I mean, there was really no value in it to me. Visually, I didn't like how it looked. It looked unnatural. It looked like it just felt too exposing, which is funny because I do like walking around the house naked. I have no problem doing that, but once my hair is missing, then I feel like something of me is missing. So, anyways, um, during the pandemic, I was plucking my hairs, as women sometimes we'll pluck our eye hair, sometimes we'll pluck hairs on our belly, sometimes we'll pluck hairs off our nipples. We'll pluck hair anywhere if it doesn't look feminine enough, which is funny because if that's the natural state of being, is to have hair in these places, we're just making like an unnatural state of beauty for people. It's crazy. So then I was plucking my hairs, and I was like, this really hurts. I'm gonna stop. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No one is seeing my nipples. No one, like, who's gonna look there to see if I have some nipple hair coming in? Who's gonna judge me for that? Like, it hurts. And it just looks worse to me when there's an ingrown hair. Then it gets all red, and then the hair is curving back onto itself, and then get kind of like juicy and pussy. Wouldn't it just be easier and simpler just to have the little hair there? This is crazy. So I stopped plucking hairs, and then I stopped plucking hairs on my face, because again, it hurt. What's the point? It doesn't really make a difference, does it? I mean, is anyone gonna like not hire you for a job because you had more or less hair? I mean, if that's the natural state of the body, we should probably be accepting it and cherishing it versus trying to manipulate it into something that is really not realistic. Yeah, so with that, I stopped plucking the hair on my bikini line. Again, what's the point? And it just results in more ingrown hairs and pain. Ow, 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 every time you pull out a hair, ow. What's the point? And then from there, I stopped shaving my legs. No point. I don't care. I think it looks better. I feel naked. I feel unnatural when I don't have the hair. So why do I want to put myself through the feeling of not having the hair that I like so other people can have visual pleasure? And in reality, yeah, you don't matter to people. You can walk around the grocery store, no one cares. No one cares if your hair is shaved. No one cares. It doesn't matter. Occasionally, every once in a while, someone might do a double take, but I think that's more of them like being like, damn, how are they pulling that off, more than like, damn, that's ugly. Even if they think it's ugly, it doesn't matter because you can't please everyone, and you know, why would you shape your body in a way to please a stranger at HEB? It doesn't matter. So I stopped shaving, and at first it was kind of, it was a little scary, you know, what are people going to think? What are people going to do? I stopped shaving and I still wore my professional dresses. For the first time I saw one of my clients, which is a lawyer. So I did notice she looked at my legs kind of like for a second, but then like she didn't say anything, and you know, just went on with our business to make the website design that we were working on. And I think it was probably more of a, she was shocked that I had the freedom and bravery, because as a lawyer in the courtroom, the ladies are still legally required to wear dresses, which is kind of weird. But so to see someone wearing a dress but having full leg hair, probably just, it stunned her to have that kind of freedom that I had, I would think. I never asked her about it. So then from there, I decided, well, I mean, no one cares. No one's stopped me. No one's kicked me out of a store for having full-on leg hair. Let me see if I can show you some of my leg hair. I don't know if it'll come through on the camera. I guess you can't see it. But yeah, so no one's kicked you out of a store. You haven't had any job loss because of the leg hair. Your friends still talk to you. So it doesn't matter if you have leg hair or you don't. It doesn't matter if you have armpit hair or you don't. Guys will still have sex with you if you have hair. It doesn't matter. So then I escalated my situation. You know, I feel better. I'm not in pain anymore. I can enjoy my body and actually feel like it feels better than being shaved, to be in the natural state. So the next I was like, well, I mean, the next forbidden region was my bikini area. And I had worried about this one the most, I guess. And I was even on a Reddit. I forgot what the subreddit was called, but there's like some sort of anti-shave or anti-hair, some sort of Reddit sub I was in. And I was kind of asking people what they thought about what it would be if you saw a woman who didn't tend to her bikini line. And, you know, most of the people didn't really care either. They're like, sure, whatever. You know, they would like it. They would want to talk to you, whatever. So it took me about a year and a half for all the things of not shaving, you know, going in public, to do this one, was to go to the beach with an untamed bikini line. But I went to the beach, like, what was it, in October, September, something this year, with a group of my friends. You know, I was worried that people would be looking at my bikini line, looking at their hairs. No one even like double taked. I mean, in all reality, no one's gonna be like inspecting your bikini line to see what is or isn't there. Like, what kind of friends would those be, right? No one cared. It didn't even come up as a subject. No one looked at me weird. So it turns out it doesn't matter if you shave. So you might want to ask yourself, especially if you're having pain or if you're having ingrown hairs, why am I bothering to do this? If it's making me uncomfortable, it's painful, and it's costing me money of all these razors, why don't you just be normal? When I had looked it up a few years ago, I had found that women hadn't been shaving for all that long in the terms of humanity. It was only, I think it's been about 100 years probably now, where there was the first women to start to shave various parts of the body, and at first it was very taboo to have to be a woman who had shaved, but then of course advertising for razor companies normalized having a clean shaven body. Sometimes people will say, well, it's less clean to have hair. I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, what makes you less clean is to not take a shower. Um, the hair isn't doing anything. The hair, whether you have hair or not, like, your body will make smells. So, I mean, if you want to smell, like you're not dirty, take a shower. I'm not sure what else to say. Um, um, yeah, so I mean, if you are looking to not shave, I would say do it. Stop being so scared and do it. Here are some steps you could take if you are a woman and you are kind of scared. First stop shaving. Whatever it is you don't want to shave, whatever it is you don't want to pluck, just stop doing it. You could, if you're really scared, you could just kind of show your body to your family if they've never seen you in your natural state. I don't like the word unshaved because when you say it makes it seem unnatural, and having hair is actually the natural state of being. So being natural versus being shaved. So walk around your family first. They'll probably not care. If they do, I mean, it's kind of a jerk family member, but I guess, I mean, that could happen. It'll be your test run for encountering jerks in real life anyways. If you find no one cares and you feel comfortable, then go hang out with your friends. If you want to hang out at their house first, don't even mention the hair thing. See if they notice anything. They probably won't. Then go to a restaurant, go to the grocery store. This will probably be easier than going to your friends and family, I would think. Because they're strangers, they have no consequence. They're just busy doing what they gotta do. They gotta go buy their eggs, milk, whatever. People are focused on maybe at a restaurant eating their food. So they're not looking at your legs. That'll be pretty easy. Probably one of the maybe more mental obstacles for people might be going to work. I go to work in professional looking dresses all the time, and I don't shave. I have full leg hair and full armpit hair. I haven't been penalized for it. Turns out it doesn't matter. I mean, people might look at you once or twice, but then, I mean, they're just trying to accept your new body, and they might just be like happy that someone is brave enough to do this versus, why are you on this shaving hamster wheel? What awful wheel is that? Imagine a hamster wheel with a bunch of razors. But yeah, so after that, I mean, once you've done that, probably the first time you go into each of these places might be the scariest, but then you stop thinking about it. Like, it doesn't bother me. I don't think about, should I wear a dress, should I shave? It's not even a thing. I don't care. And if you're brave enough, you can go to the beach too. People won't care. It doesn't matter whether you have body hair or not. It doesn't matter if you want to be natural. Of course, there's going to be people that enjoy shaving. Go ahead and do it if you want to. If that's what you want to do. I'm not saying to not shave. But I'm sure there's plenty of people who don't want to shave who do it anyways because they think it's what's required of society. They think it's required to get a boyfriend. They think it's required to just go out in public. It's not. It's not. What was the other thing? So it might even feel unnatural at first, but just with any marketing or aesthetics, what you see, what is normal is what you like. So the more normalized you have it, the more you'll like it, and that will be the normal state, and being unshaved will be seen as the strange state. So, I mean, do what you want. Do what makes you comfortable. Don't do it just because you saw it in a magazine. Like, you don't have to shave. That seemed to be ingrained to me when I was a kid because all the adult women were shaving. So if there's more adult women walking around naturally, maybe it'll give girls some options. Hair doesn't define masculinity or femininity, because that's the natural state. Like, I mean, if women were not supposed to have hair, then they wouldn't have any hair. why would your body grow like that? And then it doesn't make sense. Another reason I think women might be kind of forced or pushed towards shaving is because hair in different cultures, whether it's like Native American or spiritual or whatever, shaving and hair, military, seems to be a symbol of power. For instance, if you go into the military, they shave off your head. It kind of disempowers you. It kind of takes away your identity. So, for some Native Americans, they'll shave off their head after a death because if that's how they do mourning. So it seems like hair, wherever it may be, is a sign of power. So when you're taking it off, it's showing you don't have power. Maybe it means you're submissive or weaker. Maybe it reminds us of being a child. Children don't have hair. But as for me, I'm not willing to curb back my power for anyone's visual aesthetics. I want to be me. So I'm not going to shave my underarms. I'm not going to shave my legs. I'm not going to pluck the nipple hair off. I'm not going to pluck my eyebrows. The only thing I will confess that I still do tend to is when I have like a pokey hair on my chin, I will pluck that off. I haven't gone past that barrier yet, but again, you could define what is too much or what is just enough for yourself. Maybe I'll not care about it one day. But women have hair. Of course, it doesn't seem to be as much as hair as men, but they do have hair. They are human. They are mammals. And it's more of a sign of a healthy body, I would think. My mom went through chemotherapy this year, and as part of that, she lost, all of her hair everywhere. She didn't have hair here. She didn't have hair. No hair. So when you do have hair, you might be kind of thankful that you have a body that is healthy enough and abundant enough to have hair flowing out of all the different places it can be. For me, as I probably say too much, but I was in an abusive relationship and I started to lose my hair. It's actually thicker than it's ever been in some years, but you'll probably see that it looks kind of thin. Still, I thought I was going to go bald when I was in that abusive relationship because the high stress level, like, there was barely anything, and I was just kind of like starting to accept that, oh, I'm going bald now at 27 or whatever it was. So if you are losing hair, it could also be a sign of being disempowered. But I guess that goes into a different thing. We're talking about shaving, so I'll come back to that. So if you want to celebrate your power, keeping your hair is one way to do it. Of course, I'm not going to make anyone shave that doesn't want to shave. That'd be weird too. But I'd probably say more people probably don't care than you think, and there's probably more women that would like to not shave, and they just feel obligated to. I mean, guys don't shave. You see, like, Tinder, like, every freaking guy has a beard now, so why can't women have hair? Why can't women stop shaving too? So that's it. That's it for my shaving blog post, I suppose. Thank you.